And welcome back. You're looking at pictures out of Southwest Miami-Dade right now. This is where the casket carrying Jose Fernandez's body is expected to leave this funeral home, headed to Marlins Park in a short time.
And no doubt this is an extremely trying day for the Fernandez family. So we're going to head back over to Local 10 News reporter Erica Raker. She is live outside the family home in Southwest Miami-Dade.
Janice and Christy, we are live outside of the home. You're taking a live look in front of the house. This is where a stretch limo just pulled into the driveway, and dozens of people are starting to come out of the home, several of them wearing black, others wearing white t-shirts that say Jose Day, others wearing shirts that say Jay's Crew. We know from several social media posts of his that a group of friends of his called themselves just that, Jay's Crew. So they are all wearing gear representing their beloved Jose Fernandez. Of course, this is the mother and grandmother's house of Jose Fernandez. A large group of people now gathered at the front door, preparing to leave and head towards Marlins Park, where the procession will begin at 2:16 p.m. Really all morning it's been pretty quiet until the last hour, when a group of people actually showed up in this black van, someone with the Marlins driving it, and a large group of his friends got out. And then the two stretch limos just arrived. Again, this is where his mom and his grandma live. We have not yet seen them today. We are obviously across the street, respecting their privacy. They have not wished to publicly speak at this point, but we will be here for when that moment does come, and we'll be here throughout the day bringing you live updates. But for now, that's the latest from Southwest Miami-Dade. Erica Raker, Local 10 News.
All right, Erica. Yeah, we're now watching along with you as some of these folks are beginning to leave this home. You said that a group had shown up earlier in the day, a group of his friends, right?
Right, a group of his friends wearing shirts that at that point said Jay's Crew, and I know a lot of people have seen his posts on Facebook and on social media. It's this group of friends that enjoyed being out on the water just as he did, and that's what they dubbed themselves, Jay's Crew, obviously for Jose Fernandez. And then in the last couple of minutes, we've seen people walk in with these white t-shirts, a bunch of them in their hands, and that looks like what the majority of people are going to be wearing today, at least his close family and friends, and those shirts say Jose Day on them. Again, this is a live picture at the front of his mother and grandmother's home here in Southwest Miami-Dade. Still some strangers also passing by, saying a prayer. We can see through their windows as they drive by, stopping to take some photos. We have not yet seen his mom or grandmother, but again, we are respectfully staying across the street as those closest to him prepare to head out from the home and say their final goodbyes.
And quite a crowd just gathering there at the family home. And you mentioned those shirts that say Jose Day. Anyone that's been to a Marlins game, they know that this was something that we would all say. We'd use the hashtag on Twitter and say hashtag Jose Day. So really emotional to see them wearing this shirt. A lot of friends and family. And Eric, I know you mentioned you haven't seen mother or abuela, and we know just what an impact those two have had on his life. We often would see him blow a kiss to his mother. Whenever he would play at the park, he'd always blow a kiss to his mother, and it was such a emotional moment when he was finally reunited with his abuela, his grandmother as well. But Erica, sort of talk to us, what have you seen so far? When we see the friends gathering in, does it look like they're ready to leave yet, or are there more people sort of kind of coming out of the family home?
No one has gotten into the limos just yet. There's two stretch black Cadillac limos that pulled in within the last 10 minutes or so, but no one's gotten inside. They are all of them kind of just gathered at the front door. Again, no close family that we have recognized just yet. Just friends wearing those Jose Day shirts. And yes, this is where his mom and grandmother live, but again, we have not seen them just yet today. They have definitely had a lot of support though. A lot of people, you know, although a little bit quieter earlier today, there has not been any moment this week that this driveway has not been full of cars, people coming in and out, flower deliveries every few minutes.
Well, we'll let you continue to keep a watchful eye on the happenings here in Southwest Miami-Dade. Let's get over now to Leanne Morajon, who is at the funeral home where Jose Fernandez's casket will be put into that hearse and taken on to Marlins Park soon. Leanne?
And Christy, as we heard Erica talking about the family getting ready to leave the house, just about 15 minutes ago, we saw a couple of large, long stretch limousines leave the funeral home here. This is Caballero Rivera Woodlawn Funeral Home off of Bird Road and 82nd Avenue. And right behind me here is the hearse that is expected to carry the casket bearing Jose Fernandez's body. So we are waiting for that to exit the funeral home in just a short time. And as we mentioned, we did see those limousines leave the funeral home, expected to pick up the family. It's unclear if they'll be brought back here to the funeral home to then join the procession that leads to Marlins Park, or if they'll be heading straight to the park. But we will be following all the developments here for you, and keep an eye on the procession, give you sort of a view as this very solemn moment takes place and makes its way throughout South Florida. We know that the first stop is, of course, Marlins Park, and from there will be a public viewing at St. Brendan Catholic Church at 8725 Southwest 32nd Street. Before that, actually, there will be a stop at La Ermita de la Caridad. So there's a lot of things going on, and we're going to keep you abreast of all of this as the day progresses. But back out live, we are just waiting for Jose Fernandez to be put into this casket, or put into this hearse, rather, the casket bearing his body as it moves to Marlins Park for what is expected to be a very moving show of support from fans. We are expecting a lot of people to be gathered along the procession route. They are allowing fans to gather on the west side of Marlins Park as part of this procession, if they want to hold signs, if they want to show their support, if they just really want to see and pay their respects while they're there. We also know that the Marlins were asking on behalf of the family that in lieu of any flowers, they were asking for charitable donations to be made to the JDF 16 Foundation. That is through the Miami Foundation, and we do have information on our website if you would like to contribute to the foundation. We know that Jose Fernandez throughout his life did like making contributions himself to charity. We know he was very involved in the Live Like Bella Foundation to help combat childhood cancer, and he even gave his first check, his first big award when he was a Major League Baseball player of $20,000 when he won Rookie of the Year. He gave it all to the Live Like Bella Foundation, something that was very moving and very important to the parents of Bella Rodriguez Torres, the little girl for whom that foundation is named. And so the start of a very long day of mourning throughout South Florida along Public Memorial, and we will walk you through every step of it. Christy and Janice.
Yeah, for such a young man, he was certainly very philanthropic. All right, thank you so much, Leanne, for reminding us of that.
And before we head to break, we want to show you again these live pictures outside the Fernandez family home. It looks like family and friends are gathered outside. A lot of his friends wearing white T-shirts that say Jose Day. They are going to be getting in a limo and then departing. We're going to have much more on this as that casket heads over to Marlins Park, and then a procession that will begin from there. But again, these are live pictures outside the Fernandez family home. We'll be right back after this break. And right now, family home, where we are waiting the family to leave. Let's go ahead and toss to Erica Rayco.
Janice, I'm Erica Rayco, live in Southwest Miami-Dade. You're taking a live look right now at a procession of Jose Fernandez's family and closest friends leaving his mom and grandmother's home here in Southwest Miami-Dade. At the very front of this line of vehicles are two stretch black Cadillac limos, the second one carrying his mother and his mom. They walked out of the house just a couple of minutes ago, escorted by a gentleman, and then that back van is full of a group of his closest friends we recognized from several of his social media posts. They all showed up here wearing shirts that said Jay's Crew, which is what they often referred to their group as, and in the last few minutes they actually all changed into white t-shirts instead of black, as you would presume on a day such as today, and those white shirts said Jose Day. This group of people, this caravan, leaving the home and heading to Marlins Park, where that huge procession is expected to begin at 2:16 p.m. All day today, it's been a steady stream of people here. The driveway full of cars all day long. Out front is still a plethora of balloons and a poster board from mostly complete strangers that continue to stop by. We've watched several people say prayers in their cars as they stroll by. Several flower deliveries, and then of course within the last hour is when those limos and his closest friends showed up. We know that they are headed to Marlins Park. Again, that procession begins at 2:16 p.m. We'll pick it up from there later this afternoon. For now, we're live in Southwest Miami-Dade. Erica Rayco, Local 10 News.
And as we continue to look at these pictures, we're bringing in Will Manso to talk to us a little bit. Will, talk to us about the Jose Day and the significance of those T-shirts.
Well, Jose Day, Christie, is something that the Marlins marketing came up with a couple of seasons ago, and it was just a way to give the popular hashtag for the Marlins to get attention on social media, to talk about the days and kind of build that excitement when Jose pitches, because there was already so much excitement. So the Marlins figured, our biggest day, our best day is every fifth day when Jose Fernandez pitches, because the Marlins would always get their biggest crowds at home. It was something they actually did pretty customary, that they would actually switch starts for Jose to make sure that he pitched in front of the home fans, because they wanted to give the fans that big crowd to come out. And actually, one of the reasons that Jose's final start, the start that he was supposed to pitch on Monday before the tragedy this weekend, got moved, wasn't necessarily because they wanted Adam Conley to pitch on Sunday, was because they wanted Jose to pitch on a Monday with the Mets in town, get a big crowd, and in the final week of the season, give the fans that excitement. I went to a Jose Day recently. I talked about it the last couple of days. I took my 10-year-old daughter, and it was just great to see, because there was always 25, 30,000 people chanting Jose's name. Every pitch was exciting. So the hashtag Jose Day started that way. Unfortunately, today we have a different type of Jose Day for fans, and that's a farewell day. And it's very difficult for this organization. I've had numerous conversations with members of the Marlins front office, including David Sampson, over the last couple of days. The other day, when the Marlins returned to action, the emotion that there was in that game, I don't know how they were able to play well and win that game against the Mets, but they did it for Jose Fernandez. Yesterday, the letdown, as you would expect, of emotions, so many emotions, and it really is difficult for this team. While their focus is the family, and Erica was there at the family home where that procession will be moving on over to the ballpark, the Marlins still are trying to play baseball. Can you imagine that? Tonight, they're at the ballpark. After that procession leaves, the Marlins players will then have to step on the field and take batting practice and play a game against the Mets. And then tomorrow, they say their final farewell to their good friend, their teammate Jose Fernandez, with a private funeral. And then after that, they have to get on a plane and go to our nation's capital and finish off with a series in Washington, D.C. So you can only imagine the grief and the emotions that is going through this organization right now, understanding they have to be there for their friend, they have to be there for the family of Jose Fernandez and each other, and at the same time somehow play baseball and then travel to end the season, with a series in Washington, D.C. So a lot of emotions right now for this organization. All of that centered at a little after 2 o'clock at 2:16 there at Marlins Park. It will end here behind me with a public viewing from 5 to 11 at St. Brendan Catholic Church here in Southwest Miami-Dade. It's a day for the fans. Tomorrow is a day for the organization. Either way, is a tragedy and a city filled with grief right now all around. Christy, Janice?
Yeah, well, we can't even imagine how those players will even begin to play on such a day like today, but they did it. They did it Monday night, and it was emotional.
For Jose. And we're looking right now live. This is Southwest Miami-Dade, as the body of Jose Fernandez in a casket will be put into this hearse and be taken to Marlins Park. But we want to take you now back to the family home a short time ago, where we saw this.
This is Jose Fernandez's abuela, his grandmother. She's wearing a Marlins jersey there, and that's I'm sure Abuela's there with his mother and family, leaving the family home.
Really,
and
Car?
We've talked so much about the significance that she's had on his life. I believe Erica Rayco is with us now.
And I think that was actually taped a short time ago. This is, again, another shot of Abuela getting into the car and heading to the funeral home, which is where we are looking right now at the hearse, getting ready to leave from Southwest Miami-Dade, headed over to Marlins Park.
And it looks like right now we're actually going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with a lot more coverage on this procession as that hearse heads to Marlins Park.
And on this very somber day, we continue to watch the funeral home here in Southwest Miami-Dade. This is where Jose Fernandez's casket is expected to depart very soon for Marlins Park, and a procession through Miami.
And we, of course, are going to have team coverage on this. We have crews on the ground. We'll be covering this all day long, but we do have to talk about the weather.